I am not prepared. I figured I'd get that joke out of the way early. Hey everyone, Works here. We're back with another reaction video, analysis video. This is going to be from VoicePlay doing Be Prepared featuring Mykal Kilgore, which if my VoicePlay history is correct, he's one of the original founders of the group, like way back in like the late 90s, early 2000s. But I've never actually heard him sing before, so he's going to be a brand new voice for me, which I'm excited to get into. Obviously, Be Prepared, the iconic villain song from Disney's The Lion King. Scar, of course, the character played for it. Jeremy Irons, the voice actor for it. I don't remember off the top of my head if Jeremy Irons sang the song or not. In fact, I can probably go look that up. Hang on. We're going to do that. We're going to look it up. Lion King 1995. Let's see. Cast and crew. There we go. Let's see. Let's see. Does it say? Nope. It looks like he might have actually. Actually, let's do it this way. Did Jeremy Irons sing Be Prepared? Apparently this is a thing. Yep, so Jeremy Irons did sing it. Love that. Love Jeremy Irons as an actor too. Anyways, good to remember. So this is VoicePlay's rendition on it. Obviously, we are getting maximum theater kid out of this. I'm 99.99% positive we're going to get maximum theater kid. And I'm already predicting Caesar's going to do something that's going to make me laugh. So for those of you that are new to the channel, I want to say welcome. For those of you that are veterans of the channel, welcome back. It's good to see you again. For those of you that are new to the channel, just a quick rundown on me. My name is Corey. I go by Works on all the social channels because that is my online gaming name. Obviously, I do World of Warcraft videos a ton on this channel, stream through this channel, and then also, of course, do these videos as I've been doing for a little over 2 years now. If you've never watched one of my reaction and analysis videos, what I do is I actually go through and I'll watch this whole thing, no pausing, nonstop. You just get my facade down here in the corner, reacting to whatever it is I'm about to watch. And then I go through and I do a second listen through where actually I will pause and stop and talk about the things that I think are cool or neat or interesting. Now, I'm not a professional musician by any chance. I took band in high school. I've always been down with music composition, music theory. It's kind of like with all my electives in college, and then it became just kind of like a hobby in a way. I don't dive deep into it. I don't compose music or anything like that, but I at least stay aware of concepts because I like the analytical side of breaking down music. So if you're looking for someone that's going to like explain every technique, I'm not your guy for that. But if you're just wanting someone that likes to have fun with these, hopefully I'm that person. So if you are enjoying this, remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I think I'm very close to 1,000 subs. Let's find out real quick. Let's go to my channel because I actually don't know what I'm on here. 995 as of recording, so very, very close to that 1,000 subscriber mark. Would love to hit it soon. It'd be a big deal for me. And then we are going to go have some fun with the rest of this video, and we're going to sit down and talk about it. As I continue to have plans for a bunch of stuff I'm going to try to record this week because I'm in between jobs. I have a new job I'm starting up soon. I'm just waiting for them to give me the official start date once my background check comes back. So without further ado, we're going to enough stalling here. I'm going to try to prepare myself. Also, if you get my original reference other than I was not prepared, there's also a joke in my World of Warcraft side of that. If you know it, put it in the comments. I'll pin your comment and we'll go from there. Anyways, this is Be Prepared from VoicePlay featuring Mykal Kilgore. Of course, Disney's The Lion King, the original form of it. Do I have this up loud enough? We're going to turn this up a little bit. There we go.
I know that your powers of retention are as wet as a warthog's backside, but thick as you are, pay attention. My words are a matter of pride. It's clear from your vacant expression the lights are not all on upstairs, but we're talking kings and successions. Even you can't be caught unaware. So prepare for the chance of a lifetime. Be prepared for sensational news. A shining new era is tiptoeing nearer.
And where do we feature?
Just listen to teacher. I know it sounds sordid, but you'll be rewarded when at last I am given my dues. And injustice deliciously squared. Be prepared.
Hey, did you hear that?
What's up? He's talking about the lion, yeah, the dad, and the cub.
I think I know him. What are we gonna do?
We can turn him into a delicious stew. Ooh, then he'll pay his price.
But who will be the king if we end his life? Well, not Mufasa,
Ooh.
Mufasa, Mufasa.
No king, la, 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 la.
Could someone please explain this thing?
Idiots, I'll be the king.
Long live the king!
It's great that we'll soon be connected. But the king will be all-time adored.
Of course, quid pro quo, you're expected to take certain duties on board.
The future is littered with prizes.
As though I'm the main addressee. The point that I must emphasize is you won't get a sniff without me.
So prepare for the coup of the century. Be prepared for the mightiest scam.
Meticulous planning, tenacity spanning. Decades of denial is simply why
The king undisputed, respected, saluted, and seen for the wonder I am. Yes, my teeth and ambitions are bared. Be prepared.
Yes, our teeth and ambitions are there. Be prepared.
Fun.
We'll be prepared for you. Sensational news. Tiptoeing near.
Alright, yeah, just a quick glance, nothing else going on. Fun stuff. Fun stuff. VoicePlay, when they get to tap into their stage performer best, are wonderful, and I'm very jealous that I don't get to do that sort of stuff anymore. So one of my favorite things is when I was in high school marching band was the performance aspect. Now in the full marching band ensemble, it was not a situation where we got to see like all of the you got to see like all we didn't do a lot of facial expressions and stuff like that because it was much more like regimented in a way. It was indoor drumline, which you've never watched. Go watch WGI. Winter Guard International is the organization that hosts it all, but it's basically a situation where they do indoor drumline and then the color guards also do stuff. Indoor drumline is when like the theater kid in me got to come out because we got to do all sorts of crazy stuff. Like I did a show where we were parts of a computer and then we had to do a virus, and I got to like when we did the virus thing, of course, with my lazy eye at the time. This was the early 2000s. It was still seen as weird, whereas almost everyone I talk to now is very accepting of it. But I get to do like all sorts of fun stuff, and I'd be like, try to create all these like voices and over exaggerate your facials. And so I've always loved that aspect of performing of it. Let's look at the credits as we always do in my videos, because I always like to give credit to the people that are putting the work in, not only in front of the camera with these five, but behind the camera as well. So this was arranged, created, directed, and edited by Lane. Ed Boyer, of course, did the audio mixing. Ellie, of course, did the lighting. Rick Underwood, as always, does their makeup. Kathy is always their PM. Matt Hutchins is the camera operator. Ogie Saravich, the assistant. And then this was Brandon Wood as the PA, and then filmed at Pancake Productions, which, of course, is Lane Stein and Tony Joaquim's big thing. It's in an old mall, is my understanding. Of course, Ellie, Caesar, Jeff, Lane, the normal members, featuring Mykal Kilgore, original member of the group and all-around amazing human. So, glad to see him. Very cool voice, Mykal. I really like that. Or Mykal. I don't know where the emphasis goes. Very, very cool. Very, very fun. Lots of stuff happened in this video that we're going to talk about quite a bit, in my opinion. And I love the green hue, which we get a lot with the original Lion King. So a lot of homages. A couple things that I really enjoyed that they did that, and then a couple of things that maybe I don't like as much as the original, but some of that is my deep love for Jeremy Irons' performance of it. So if you're here for just the reaction, that's the end of the video for you. If you're here to sit down and let's have some fun, you see I've been drinking all my water today to stay hydrated. And we'll go from there. Let's dive into a second listen here. So I get the opening drum breakdown, doom 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 doom, and into the right into the hums at the beginning that were iconic in Be Prepared. Very similar to what he does in Moana. If you've listened to that video, it's I think still their most popular video of all time. But he gets that, and so it kind of establishes the feel.
Your powers.
Jeff, of course, being the villain, I think we had, at this point, he's played the villain in what? Everything for them. I mean, he was the villain in Hellfire. He was the Grinch in Mr. Grinch, in a way. Oogie Boogie Man. Like, and outside of, let's see, he wasn't the Shadow Man. That was J-Nun. I mean, yeah, he's been like most of the villains. So of course we get the hums right off the start that are very, I think, almost the exact same notes and chords and harmonies as we got in the original.
Your powers of retention are as wet.
I love that little that Lane added in there. I also like that Jeff is almost voice acting here and not necessarily singing. He is singing, of course. He goes, I know that your powers of retention, like pulls way back in this early part, trying to give off that like really like sleazy, like slimy feel that Scar has during the first part of the song, and that Scar gives off throughout really the first half of the movie, the original movie. So it does a really good job, really kind of pays that homage to it. I love obviously the makeup here with Scar, in terms of other things going on here. And then the movie, of course, there was only the 3 hyenas, but of course we have 4 here. So Caesar, I think, is playing Ed. Mykal obviously paying homage to the Whoopi Goldberg version with the hair and the bones, and then like Caesar and Lane or Ellie and Lane rather, kind of being the generic second hyenas that were there.
I know that your powers of retention are as wet as a warthog's backside, but thick as you are. Pay attention.
Pay attention. Growling it, and even on that as thick as you are goes into almost like a vocal fry, which we don't hear a ton from Jeff. He used a lot in Jack's Lament, but beyond that I don't hear it a lot, Jeff using that style. Even in the voice acted part in Hellfire, it was more like his audio narration voice, and so getting this here is like a really nice change. And in Jack's Lament, like, it's initially seen as, like, is Jack a villain or is Jack a good guy? We don't really know, and it's kind of meant to be that way. Here, obviously, it's, like, very much a villain trait that he's trying to pursue here, that thick as you are, pay attention.
Backside, but thick as you are, pay attention.
The one thing I liked with Jeremy R is pay attention. Like, almost dad voice. Whereas here, Jeff is almost doing it like as a comrade. Pay attention. Like going up with it instead of going down. I prefer the Jeremy Irons pay attention because it comes across more forceful. But again, you take some creative liberties with it, and I don't hate it. I just prefer the Jeremy Irons way that he did it.
Words are a matter of pride.
We get ourselves a nice thick chest note there. And then we get the hammer, the light transition, and Caesar going into the salute as Ed.
It's clear from your vacant expression. The lights.
And give it the vacant expression. On vacant expression, of course, Ed, not known for his intelligence, was very much the most animalistic animal of the hyenas. So shout outs there.
Are not all on upstairs, but we're talking kings and successions. Even you can't be caught unaware. So prepare.
And love the subharmonic he does there with unaware. So if anyone has the note, let me know. We'll listen to it one more time and then we'll move forward.
Even you can't be caught unaware. So prepare for the chance of a lifetime. Be prepared for sensational news.
They really took this song in a style like the original was very much almost like a straight up pop song. Whereas this has a much more, I want to say it's salsa, but it's not correct. But it has this very much like this more tribal feel, that doom 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 type rhythm that Lane's doing here. And it gives it just a very, very different feel, but not in a bad way. And actually it's like a neat interpretation in my opinion.
Lifetime, be prepared for sensational news. A shining new era is tiptoeing nearer.
And where do we feature?
Just listen to teacher.
Love the just listen to teacher, of course. It's one of the most iconic lines in the song. And Jeremy Irons completely voice acted it in the original. Just listen to teacher. And of course, Jeff does that, but it takes it an octave down. Which is very cool. And of course, Caesar. And where do we go? Like squeaking almost on we. Not so much in line with the way that it was voice acted originally, but it was just more like, where do we feature? You know, it's just more straight play, voice acted, and Caesar's adding that, what I call musical voice acting flair to it.
And where do we feature?
Just listen to teacher. I know it's unsorted, but you'll be rewarded when at last I am given my dues. And in just
Really like the backgrounds here. Obviously, Jeff doing excellent with the lead line, as we would expect from Jeff. But I really like the harmonies that the three are going back here, all kind of in a tenor range, even though Caesar's classified as a baritone.
listen to teacher. I know it's unsorted, but you'll be rewarded when at last I am given my dues.
And in a way, it's almost like they crescendo each one. So we did the first it crescendoed up, and then they dropped down a step or two, or half a step in the notes, the chord progression, and then crescendo back up, and then do the same thing a third time. So really, really nice there to give the background vocals they provide and kind of add in this sense of, I think it's intended to be a sense of dread, but really it just gives it a sense of push that and if you know the song, you obviously know more stuff is coming that's going to be a little bit darker, but it just kind of gives it that feeling, that some, like almost a feeling of dread in a way. Anytime you crescendo, you go something is like, you get this feeling that like something's there. And of course, when you cut it off like I just did, it almost leaves you cliffhanging. But because they transition into these different notes here,
But you'll be rewarded when at last I am given my dues. And in
yeah. So they bring this to resolutions before they do the ha ha ha.
justice deliciously squared. Be prepared.
Yeah, again, I want that note. In a way, like, I almost don't like the way Jeff did this from the lip sync perspective, where he goes out into the big stance and things like that. That feels like not Scar, who sees himself as this royal, as this high society type. Like, that's the very stereotype that Scar is playing, the evil royal, the evil king, the one that sees himself as above everyone else. And in this stance, that stance right there doesn't really indicate that he's going above. It's very aggressive, which, I mean, listen to it, yes. But, I don't know, it just didn't feel right to me.
Hey, did you hear that? What's up?
Like, if he'd done more like the hand out, kind of looking down thing, I think it actually would have been much better here than what it would have been using this stance. It's just my opinion. Like, it's not bad. I just don't. I would have preferred a different direction. And it doesn't take away from the fact that that is stupid skill. Let's be real.
Hey, did you hear that? What's up?
He's talking about the lion, yeah, the dad, and the cub.
I think I know him. What are we gonna do?
We can turn him into a delicious stew. Ooh, then he'll pay his price.
But who will be the king if we end his life? Well,
I love this. Obviously not part of the original song. So these are additional lyrics that they wrote in. I don't know who wrote them in, if it was Lane or whoever did that, but kudos to them, because I actually think this adds a wonderful touch. Because one of the things about Be Prepared in the original movie is that the song is all about Scar. And as it kind of should be. There's not really a moment for the hyenas to shine, particularly the three ones that we kind of grow to dislike throughout the movie. So this little section kind of gives like a little bit of the thing, and I love the way it's kind of, again, like voice actedly sung. That makes sense? Where they're hitting specific notes, I can tell that they are, but they're mostly focusing on the performance aspect and making sure that they're just kind of close enough, and it sounds more voice acted than anything else. But I really dig it, and I really dig Ellie's right off the start.
hey, did you hear that?
Hey, did you hear that? Like, that was almost sung, and it's down at a level that I don't hear a lot from Ellie, and it just tickles me a little bit.
What's up?
He's talking about the lion, yeah, the dad, and the cub.
I think I know him. What are we gonna do?
We can turn him into a delicious stew. Ooh, then he'll pay his price.
But who will be the king?
Hey, it's Price. Really like that from Mykal here. I really like his voice, actually. It has like a cut to it that is distinct and unique, but it also like has traces with someone like DJ Young. There's like a familiarity almost to it if you are like a avid listener of VoicePlay's catalog, or of some of these singers in general. So like there's that aspect of quality. Now I love DJ Young, like I said in the last video that he was in. He's basically sounded like MJ incarnate. But Mykal here, I love the way, soon he's gonna pay his price. I love the way that he does that, and obviously he's gonna get more. Sorry, Caesar.
We can turn him into a delicious stew. Ooh.
And I love that Ellie is staying below Mykal in terms of pitch and timbre. Even though we know Ellie obviously hits the stupidest, freakiest high notes. We want to show off Mykal's ability to be like this high tenor, I think is what we're trying to show off here. And so I love that Ellie kind of stays beneath him all that. Even on, we could turn him into a delicious stew. Like he stays below him on that. It's really cool. Let's do it one more time and then we'll keep going.
The cub.
I think I know him. What are we gonna do?
We can turn him into a delicious stew. Ooh, then he'll pay his price.
But who will be the king if we end his life? Well, not Mufasa, Mufasa, Mufasa.
No king, no king. La, 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 la.
Could so
And then we get our fun little tributes. Mufasa, 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 of course, is the overgiggling hyena trope. And then no king, la 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 is the is of course the big like voice acted part in the middle. And then of course we follow up with the screaming Scar, idiots, I will be king. So I love that little tribute there.
We can turn him into a delicious stew. Ooh, then he'll pay his price.
But who will be the king if we end his life? Well, not Mufasa, Mufasa, Mufasa.
No king, la, 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 la.
Could someone please explain this thing?
Idiots, I'll be the king.
See, that's kind of where I wanted Jeff to come in with like almost like screaming it instead of just this like slick, subtle planning. You know, you get Scar, idiots, I will be king. Instead, he gets idiots, I will be king. Like, I just, not, again, from the perspective of what they're going for, like this is supposed to be like that slick, smooth, subtle part of the song, and so it fits and fits perfectly into that. But again, I love the Jeremy Irons performance of this, where he does the shouting version.
Could someone please explain this thing?
Idiots, I'll be the king.
Long live the king.
It's great that we'll show.
Oof, that buddy. That's all I got. And whoever has the note, tell me. And then we get a Caesar lead line here.
Idiots, I'll be the king.
Long live the king.
It's great that we'll soon be connected. With the king you'll be all time adored.
Of course, quid pro quo, you're expected to take certain duties on board.
The future is littered with prizes.
And though I'm the main address here, the point that I must emphasize is you won't get a sniff without me.
See, and here he almost mimics very much the Jeremy Irons performance. The "you won't get a sniff without me." You know, the original Jeremy Irons, something along those lines, and he gets that, of course. What I would have preferred slightly
Is you won't get a sniff without me.
I almost would have preferred them cowering a little bit, because that's like the intention. You know, again, Scar is this evil overlord mastermind. But again, a small thing. Caesar portrays the fear really, really well, so we'll take it. And then Lane, obviously, kind of been off screen for the majority of this, just beatboxing in the corner, having fun. I respect it.
So prepare for the coup of the century. Be prepared for the murkiest scam.
Hoo, that rip. Oh my god. There's some soul in that voice, guys. I love it. And we respect that around here. We love it. And I also love the background vocals, the repeating text that Caesar and Ellie are doing here as well.
So prepare for the coup of the century. Be prepared
We'll be prepared for you. That sort of thing. Love that.
for the murkiest scam.
Meticulous planning, tenacity spanning. Decades of denial is simply why I.
And I love the bass line here. It's like this rolling bass as we listen to it here. It's very understated because it's not pushed to the forefront, so that obviously these other voices can shine. But I love what Jeff's doing here.
Scam.
Meticulous planning, tenacity spanning. Decades of denial.
Doom 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 doom. Something along those lines. Bass lines in Disney have a ton of chromaticism to them. Which basically means that there are notes that don't always perfectly fit, but make sense. That's a very simple definition of a chromaticism. That's like a very deep definition that I don't remember off the top of my head. But it makes it sometimes very hard to perform with a voice. On an instrument, it's pretty simple. But, well, I say pretty simple. I mean, I played Disney songs before. They're not as simple as they look. But I love the fact that we kind of have maintained this almost like it's like a salsa tribal vibe. And everything kind of is playing into that feeling and that vibe, and they're hitting it perfectly, and it gives it this groove that makes it fun. And, you know, ultimately this is a kid's song in a kid's movie, and so they kind of keep that in mind, where this is a video I'm definitely going to show my son. And, you know, it'll be a situation where, like, the vibe and stuff and the way it feels, it's going to keep him entertained, kind of like knowing him and thinking about it from that perspective. As a 7-year-old autistic kid, like, his favorite songs are the ones that have these grooves that he can kind of keep going with. And this has a groove to it, the way that the original Be Prepared doesn't, because it's meant to instill fear, and it's done by an orchestra, not by an a cappella group that has insanely creative brains. So, like, let's just kind of go back, I want to go back 10 seconds, and we're just going to vibe a little bit, and then we'll get into whatever's the next part.
Be prepared for the murkiest scam.
Meticulous planning, tenacity spanning. Decades of denial is simply why I.
King of the spirit.
Yeah, Jeff. Oh wait, I cut him off. I'm sorry.
Saluted and seen for the wonder I am. Yes, my teeth and ambitions are bared. Be prepared.
So again, he does the same stance a little bit differently again to convey that aggression on Be Prepared. Again, I would have preferred it with more like a stand-up thing. Of course, I like Mykal doing here, almost doing the turn me up in the headphones thing, and doing these crazy runs. Like this little section is like quite fun. Again, sorry Lane to do this to your face. We're gonna pause here and just appreciate Lane real quick. Just appreciate his wild eyes. No, I can do them too. I can do the creepy smile with it too. Sorry.
King undisputed, respected, saluted, and seen for the wonder.
I love the jump. Respected, saluted, and then he jumps on and sing. For the wonders I am.
Yes, my teeth and ambitions are bare.
And I love the feeling that he evokes here because it is very reminiscent of what Jeremy Irons does. Because in the original, obviously, Be Prepared, every time they sing Be Prepared is like this big ensemble chorus thing. It's meant to be this epic moment. And you get doom, 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 like you on your drums, be prepared, like you are belting it. Whereas here, Jeff knows that he's going to just rock the daylights out of our earphones. And he does it, of course, he preps himself by doing this nice little cheeky run down here.
Yes, my teeth and ambitions are bare. Be prepared.
God, that run that all three of them do in unison on Be Prepared. Hey, like that right there. Like, God, that... I want to know how long it took them to... when they did the editing of the music, how long it took whoever to get that right, or how many times they had to record that. Because I imagine it had to be a few in order to get it correct. Or did they like, hey, Mykal, record yours, and then Caesar and I'll base it off of that? I'm curious. If anyone knows that behind-the-scenes process, specifically on that run, if there was any talk about it in any of the BTS stuff that they put out on this, let me know. I'd love to know. The lion roar. Real or fake? Like, did Jeff or Lane? Who did that? Because that sounded really good. Or did they use like a sound sample? Whoa. Jeff.
Yes, our teeth and ambitions are there.
Ooh. That's a subharmonic he hit right back there. Caught that. It's subtle. A really interesting bass line here. I'm going to listen to it one more time.
Yes, our teeth and ambitions are there.
Doop, 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 doop. Something like that as the feeling and the vibe that we're getting out of it. Really, really cool. Love its riffs. I just love them. They're right up there with Anthony Gargiulius in terms of like guys that can do them really, really well. So I was paying attention to the background vocals there. This is something that VoicePlay does a lot in its things where it has its high voices. They go up and step up and step up, step up. Meanwhile, this beautiful man is doing doop, 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 doop. Contra motion is what it's called from a musical lingo standpoint. Basically, it just means that you have just this one goes up, one goes down, and it creates this like nice contrast in your piece. So on my initial playthrough, I was too busy just listening to Mykal's voice because it's ridiculous. Like, I love his tenor. It's Caesar and Ellie going with him. But I'm going to pay a little bit more attention to what Jeff's doing here. I'm going to go back like 20 seconds because it's a while.
Yes, our teeth and ambitions are there. Be prepared.
That's subharmonica does right there at the end. Dude, long slide there. Holds that note quite a bit and moves it down. Really, really nice vocal control. And then, of course, I know the laugh at the end is Jeff's, because we've heard that in Oogie Boogie. I've heard it in, I think, even in Jack's Lament. But he's done it in his Nightmare Before Christmas covers before. So, very cool cover. Yeah, I was not prepared for the style that they took it in. I was not expecting like a salsa style interpretation of Be Prepared. So very, very cool stuff. Great video. Again, VoicePlay, thank you very much for putting this out there into the world, sharing it with us. I love this. This was fun. Like I said, 100% going to be showing it to my son when I see him this upcoming weekend. Get it on my likes page so that I can get it quickly. Yeah, great stuff. Really, really fun interpretation. They didn't talk a lot about visually what was going on, just because they did a really, really good job of honoring the feel and vibes of the original animated movie, with its lighting choices, its color choices, and things like that. A couple things that I would have maybe liked to have done differently. I wouldn't put this maybe in like the favorites of mine, but it's one that I'm going to be singing a lot because I love Be Prepared. It's a great song. And I love villain songs for some reason. I've come to learn that, maybe because of these guys, but I like singing villain songs. They're fun. And typically they're a little bit lower in range, which is going to be matched more to what I'm capable of singing without it sounding like complete garbage. Maybe that's also the other part. So, but kudos, VoicePlay. Thank you very much. Mykal Kilgore, pleasure to hear you sing for the first time. I will definitely go seek out more of your stuff on my own time. Love that you were able to meet back up with the boys. Hope you had fun recording with them and meeting back up with some of them, and of course meeting Caesar for the first time, I imagine. You guys look like you had a blast with this. I'm really happy that it showed, so be proud of that. Yeah, you guys just need to keep doing everything villain. Just keep doing that. Screw the hero songs. Don't go the distance or anything like that. Just do all the villain stuff, please, and do more video game music, in my opinion. Anyways, until the next video, I hope you all stay safe. Hope you enjoyed yourself. You're having fun. You keep on listening to great music, and we'll see you in the next video.